Hello everyone and welcome to our lesson 6. In this lesson we're going to talk about basic life and death shapes. So in our last video we talked about invading and trying to live and make enough eye space to live. But in some scenarios you're going to get in a position where the eye space gets reduced and it'll become very small, and then you have to remember what the basic shapes are in order to find the vita point very quickly. So in this video we're going to talk about the most basic life and death shapes, and all life and death problems from then on will expand from these basic shapes. So here are the most common life and death shapes that you'll need to remember. It's also important to remember what an eye is. An eye is a point that your opponent cannot play unless he's capturing something. Or it's a point that is illegal for your opponent to play because they don't have any liberties. So you need two eyes to live, because if you get surrounded and your opponent's capturing something, then your opponent can capture one eye. However, for our purposes here, we're going to talk about eyes in an abstract manner. And what I mean by this is an eye may be a single point by definition, but we're going to refer to eyes as space that will eventually get reduced down to that singular point. Let me explain a little bit here. So, for example, in the bottom left corner, black has one eye. Because if we tried to take the eye on the inside, you can see that white cannot play here. That is because it's suicide. White has absolutely no liberties. So this type of space is considered one eye. However, one eye is not enough to live, because when your opponent takes all the outside liberties, then white can play on the inside and capture black. So this means you need two eyes to live. Now let's talk about this shape. This is two in a row. It's important to note that two in a row is actually one eye. The reason we say this is white can still play inside, yes, but that's because white has one liberty, and when black captures, you can see this shape is still only one eye. So this may not be an eye directly, but this means that this space right here, or this shape, can be reduced down to a single eye. So two in a row is considered one eye. Therefore, two in a row is not alive. This distinction is important because at higher levels, you'll talk about eye and eye shapes, and you'll need to understand that an eye may not necessarily be a singular point, but rather a group of points that can be eventually reduced down to a singular point. That way, understanding this, you'll completely understand what shapes are one or two eyes. All right, let's move on. This shape in the corner is actually whoever plays first. This means if black plays first, then black can actually live. So here, if black plays first, black has one eye on the corner and one eye on the side. So now black has two eyes, and white cannot kill this black group. However, if white plays first and white plays that same vita point, then this shape will become one eye. That is because this is a self-Atari, so white can capture, and this is a self-Atari, so white can capture. If black ignores, then white will simply play, sacrifice, and it's a two in a row shape, so we know two in a row from this example is one eye, which will eventually get captured. Therefore, three in a row is whoever plays first. If black plays, then black can live. If white plays, then black will die. All right, this shape is a bent three. Here, black needs to make two eyes in order to live. This is another whoever plays first. The vita point is actually in the center, here. Now black has an eye here and an eye here. And if white plays, then this is going to be a dead shape, because I can simply reduce it down to a two in a row shape, and two in a row is one eye. So this shape is another whoever plays first. A box 4 is actually only one eye. No matter what black does, black cannot make two eyes in this shape. That is because every single move will turn it into a bent 3 shape, and white will just be able to play the vital point. So you can see every single move in here creates the bent 3 shape, and it'll be white's turn to play first. So a box 4, no matter what, is one eye. Here we get into what's called the bulky 5. It's a box 4 plus 1, so it's a bulky 5. This shape is another whoever plays first. That is because, like this shape, we can make a bent 3, which is going to be one eye. However, we also have the additional space at L19. Here, it's a bent 3, so we know for a fact that even if white plays first, it's going to be one eye. And then we have another eye at L19. So if white ignores, we can make it 3 eyes, but then we lose territory, so there's no point. But even if white plays in here, we can see that this shape is going to have an eye here and an eye on the inside with the bent 3. So here we have 2 eyes. If white plays, then this shape will actually become one eye. That is because if black plays here, you can see this is a bulky 4, and there's no way for black to do anything. One eye. Black plays anything else, one eye. And if black plays here, self-Ataris. So this is again going to be one eye. Therefore, no matter what black plays, after white plays here, this is going to be one eye. So this is the vital point. All right, now for our last shape on this board. This shape is the BoxSix. This shape is very interesting because it changes results depending on its location on the board. In the corner, it's whoever plays first. On the side, it's alive as it stands. So let's see how that works. So if black plays on the inside, black can play anywhere he wants, is in the middle. So if we play here, white plays, we can see this is kind of similar to the bulky 5. An eye right here, and this is going to be another eye. White plays here, 2 eyes, 2 in a row shapes. White plays here, 2 in a row shapes. No matter what, this is alive. However, what if white plays? Let's say white plays right here. If black plays anything else, well, this is a bulky 5, but white has played the vital point. So in this case, white has killed black. So we know that if our opponent plays that move, then maybe trying it ourselves will help us live. A good common phrase to remember that is, my opponent's vital point is my vital point. So if the move that white played to kill me was here, then what if I try to play here to live? Well, it's a very good idea, and in some cases this would work, but actually here it doesn't. And that has to do with the fact that black's stuck in the corner. So when white goes here, normally you would play here to make the second eye, but in this case, you can see black only has 1 liberty. Therefore, it's actually a self-Atari. So black can't play here. Then white can simply play here, and if black tries to do anything, white will capture. If black connects, then this becomes bent 3, and white plays first, and so it's only one eye. Therefore, after white plays this B19, then black is dead. Let's play that same variation on the side. So white plays here, we play our vital point, and then white extends to take away the other eye. The difference is I can now play here because now I have another liberty right here. So now it's actually one eye right here and another eye right here, and nothing's in Atari. There's no self-Atari. White can't do anything to reduce the eye space. And even if white goes this way, it's the same. So you can see the difference is the amount of liberties. On the side, black actually had more liberties because he has more stones. But in the corner, he doesn't, and therefore white can kill him in the corner. So in the corner, it's whoever plays first for a box 6. On the side, black is alive as it stands. If white tries this one, then simply play in the center, and now we have 2 options to make the second eye. So, an eye right here, and another eye right here. When you do life and death shapes, or when you do attack and defense on the side, you're invading or you're attacking your opponent's invasion, try to think of how many eyes they have by pushing the borders to the edge in your mind and try and reduce those borders or reduce the space as much as possible. After reducing the space, try to figure out which shape it is. Is it a living shape? Is it a dead shape? Is it a whoever plays first shape? Learning these shapes will make it very much easier for you to realize if a group's alive or dead or how many eyes a group has after you reduce the eye space. So these shapes are very important to remember and probably worth memorizing even to make sure you know the vital points of each of these shapes and the results of each of these shapes. So that way, if they come up in your game, you will for sure know the answer and will not miss the vital point. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.